Hello everyone and welcome to my Bachelor Nation 24 channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. The Golden Bachelorette's Joan Vassos is playing into Chock Chapple's game. She's misted by his charm. The Golden Bachelorette star Joan Vassos has been playing into Chock Chapple's game with her affection and attention, as she's too misted by his overall charm to understand that he's using her. Throughout their time together on The Golden Bachelorette Season 1, Joan and Chock's connection was intriguing to viewers. While Joan, who originally appeared on The Golden Bachelor Season 1 hoping to win Jerry Turner's heart, had been excited to take the lead, she was cautious about who she got to know during her time on the series. Chock sparked her interest quickly, but Bachelor Nation wasn't completely convinced. The Golden Bachelorette couple connected in a sweet but somewhat contrived way, with their dates pushing the couple to get to know each other. It was clear that Joan felt connected to Chock quickly, but Bachelor Nation has had a hard time seeing their relationship as a positive. With Chock having isolated himself from the other Golden Bachelorette cast members, it was clear that he was very different from the outgoing Joan, who was a personable chatterbox. The pair may be engaged after their time on the show, but it feels like Chock has misted Joan about who he is. Although Joan and Chock had developed a rapport throughout the Golden Bachelorette's filming, they got to know each other even better after they were engaged, and once the show stopped filming, Joan quickly found herself swept away by Chock, who charmed her quite a bit on the show, but seemed even more flattering after the season ended. While Chock had been a charmer throughout the season, his personality wasn't something Bachelor Nation had been interested in. Throughout the season, Joan had been excited by Chock, but viewers have found his outward affection to be overwhelming at best, manipulative at worst. It was clear by the way Joan and Chock were even more attuned to one another during the Golden Bachelorette finale that they'd gotten closer as the season aired. Seeing that their bond had grown stronger, Bachelor Nation was concerned that Joan and Chock's relationship had been developing further. While Joan has described her relationship with Chock as transformative, it's clear that she hasn't been seeing the red flags that Bachelor Nation has noticed all along. Chock was relishing his time in the spotlight as the show aired and afterward, which was tough for Bachelor Nation to accept for Joan. As Joan and Chock have moved through their time after the Golden Bachelorette, it's become evident that she's more invested in sharing their relationship online, while Chock is simply reaping the benefits. Joan has been sharing a ton of content online, making it clear that she's happier than she's been in a long time in her relationship with Chock. Bachelor Nation has noticed her sweet posts, funny videos, and consistent content throughout the last weeks that have allowed her followers to see different sides to their relationship. As the pair continue to get to know one another, Joan's shared more. While Chock has shared some content of his own, it's clear that he's not prioritizing social media in his new relationship. Though that could be a good sign for the relationship, it feels more like he's taking a backseat and allowing Joan to steer through the relationship as the more outgoing half. As Joan is gushing about Chock on social media, he's doing his best to stay grounded with all the attention he's getting from Bachelor Nation. It seems likely that Chock is more focused on his business, while Joan is hoping to find support for herself and her fiancé. As Joan and Chock's relationship continues to make waves throughout Bachelor Nation, it's become clear to viewers that she's happy with her fiancé in a way that makes it feel like she's been put under a spell. Not bothering to acknowledge the issues viewers have noticed in their relationship, Joan has been praising Chock and sharing a ton about her time with him, trying to make him seem like a picture of perfection to those who criticized him through the season. Bachelor Nation viewers feel that Joan has been wearing rose-colored glasses when it comes to her Golden Bachelorette pick. Though Chock's charismatic attitude played a major role in Joan finding him attractive and falling for him, he's coming off to Bachelor Nation a lot different than Joan appears to see him. After falling for him on screen and finding herself engaged, Joan seems to be putting a different sort of pressure on their relationship, one she would only be moving forward with as she felt strongly that viewers have some misconceptions about Chock from the show. While she hasn't said she feels like he's gotten a bad edit, She's been doing everything in her power to fix his perception. While Joan and Chock's relationship has gotten a lot of backlash since the season's end, the Golden Bachelorette pair have been doing everything they can to prove that they're legitimate. With Joan's consistent social posts, it's been obvious that she's happy in her relationship with Chock, but she's ignoring the major red flags he displayed throughout the season. While Chock may be happy with Joan now, he's been proven to be a non-committal partner. After his last engagement, which ended when his fiancée passed in 2022, lasted nearly a decade, many have wondered if Chock is as committed as Joan. Though Chock seems interested in Joan, he doesn't appear to be quite as outward about his emotions as his fiancée is. That may be okay with Joan, but her supporters have worried about his level of commitment and her overall happiness because of it. While Joan has been through some incredibly difficult times in her life, it's been much lighter with Chock in the mix, but her followers and fans don't want her to have her heart broken by someone whose threat level she could have been aware of ahead of time. The Golden Bachelorette needs to be careful moving forward. Joan Vassos, the radiant star of the Golden Bachelorette, has been the epitome of grace and wisdom throughout this whirlwind journey of second-chance love. But even the most seasoned hearts can fall prey to the intoxicating allure of charm. And this season, it seems Chock Chapple has Joan utterly misted by his beguiling ways. To the casual observer, Chock is the quintessential charmer, a silver-haired rogue with a laugh that could warm the coldest winter night and a twinkle in his eye that promises adventure. But behind that affable exterior lies a man who knows exactly how to play the game, and Joan, for all her experience, appears to be his willing pawn. The magnetic pull of Chock Chapple. From the moment Chock stepped out of the limo, he exuded an effortless confidence that set him apart from the other contestants. While some stumbled over their words or relied on grand gestures, Chock simply was. His relaxed demeanor and easy smile conveyed a sense of self-assuredness that drew Joan in like a moth to a flame. Their first one-on-one conversation was a masterclass in connection. Chock didn't bombard Joan with compliments or overwhelm her with tales of his past achievements. Instead, he listened, truly listened, and when he spoke, his words felt tailor-made for her ears. "Joan," he said during their first heart-to-heart, "you're not just beautiful, you're captivating. And that's a rare thing, you know?" It was a simple line, but delivered with such sincerity that Joan's cheeks flushed, and her guard began to lower. In that moment, Chock planted the first seeds of his strategy, a strategy that, unbeknownst to Joan, would soon have her seeing him as the front-runner. Joan's vulnerabilities exposed. As strong and composed as Joan appears, her vulnerability lies in her deep desire to find a partner who truly understands her. After years of prioritizing her family and career, she's now at a stage in life where she longs for someone who can match her depth and share in her joy. Chock has skillfully tapped into this longing, presenting himself as the perfect complement to her aspirations. During a group date centered around revisiting childhood memories, Chock shared a poignant story about losing his beloved dog as a boy. He spoke of the lessons it taught him about love, loss, and resilience. Joan, whose own life has been marked by moments of profound loss, was visibly moved. It was as if Chock had reached into her soul and plucked out the very thing she'd been yearning to share with someone. What Joan didn't realize, however, was that Chock's story was part of his arsenal. Other contestants have whispered about his ability to read the room and adapt his narrative to win hearts. "He's a chameleon," one contestant quipped during a confessional. He tells Joan exactly what she wants to hear. The dance of deception. Chock's charm isn't limited to words. It's in the way he carries himself. On a recent romantic dinner date, he pulled Joan onto the dance floor, spinning her under the stars as a live band played softly in the background. "This is what life with me would be like," he whispered in her ear. Full of moments we'll never forget. Joan was dazzled. For a woman who'd spent years shouldering the weight of responsibility, Chock represented freedom and fun. But beneath the twinkling lights and the stolen kisses, some of the other contestants were growing increasingly skeptical of his intentions.